Tinubu to world leaders at United Nations General Assembly. Africa does not need pity. Won't replace old shackles with new one. What does it mean? What does Tinubu mean by making this statement? Okay, is he saying that Africans will not allow second level of slavery? Is he sure of what he's saying? Because by the time you finish talking, the same world leaders will come for him because he already has a very bad global record. So he insists broken promises, unfair treatment, exerting heavy toll on Africa. Can you imagine? Vows to help re-establish democratic governance in Niger, says African nations will fight climate change on own terms. Now, wow, on own terms, not aligning with the global agenda. President Bola Tinubu yesterday urged world leaders to see Nigeria and Africa as equal partners, insisting that the continent neither need pity nor seeks to replace old shackles from Western colonialism with new ones. Speaking at the general debate of the 78th section of the United Nations General Assembly, Unga in New York, United States, Tinubu stated the pillaging of weaker nations by stronger ones should stop forthwith. Since he was elected chairman of the ECOWAS, Tinubu, who took over the reins of power in Nigeria on May 29, had been saddled with the responsibility of returning civil rule in at least 3 nations on the African continent after the military forcibly seized power. Many of the coup planners had taken advantage of the dissatisfaction with foreign powers and created the impression that they were heroes on a mission to rescue their people. Tinubu told the Unga to keep faith with the tenets of this world body and the theme of this year's assembly, the poverty of nations must end. The pillage of one nation's resources by the overreach of firms and people of stronger nations must end. The will of the people must be respected. This beauty, generous and forgiving planet must be protected. Can you imagine? The will of the people must be protected. Why you are destroying the will of the people in Nigeria? They go laugh am. I'm just talking the opposite. As for Africa, we seek to be neither appendage nor patron. We do not wish to replace old shackles with new ones. Instead, we hope to walk the rich African soil and live under the magnificent African sky, free of the wrongs of the past and clear of their associated encumbrances. We desire a prosperous, vibrant, democratic living space for our people. So to the rest of the world, I say work with us as true friends and partners. Africa is not a problem to be avoided, nor is it to be pitied. Africa is nothing less than the key to the world's future. Wow. Tinubu, in the first address before the General Assembly, noted that although many proclamations have been made, Africa's troubles remain close at hand, stressing that failures in good governance have hindered Africa. So, and you are one of them, and you are already doing the wrong thing from the beginning. So, according to ECOWAS chairman, broken promises, unfair treatment, and outright exploitation from abroad have exerted a heavy toll on Africa's ability to make progress. He recalled that in the aftermath of the Second World War, nations gathered in an attempt to rebuild their war-torn societies, while a new global system was born, with the United Nations being a symbol and protector of the aspirations and finest ideals of humankind. So, describing the period as a high watermark for trust in global institutions, the president stated that for several decades, Africa had been asking for the same level of political commitment and devotion of resources that described the Marshall Plan. So Tinubu maintained that Africa and Nigeria needed firm commitment to partnership with enhanced international cooperation with African nations to achieve the 2020 agenda and sustainable development goals. He urged the world to see Africa development as a priority, not just for Africa, but also in their interest as well. He said, due to both long-standing internal and external factors, Nigeria's and Africa's economic structures had been skewed to impede development, industrial expansion, job creation, and equitable distribution of wealth. Now, the president noted that if Nigeria was to fulfill its duty to its people and the rest of the world, it must create jobs and the belief in a better future for citizens. To lay a strong foundation for Nigeria's economic growth and improve investor confidence, Tinubu recalled that he recently removed the costly and corrupt fuel subsidy while also discarding a noxious exchange rate system in his first days in office. And these are the wrong decisions he has made that are putting Nigeria in a very bad condition now. And now he's still using it to brag to the world leaders. Meanwhile, there's big problem in Nigeria. It's because they don't ask questions here. The president stated, I am mindful of the transient hardship that reform can cause. However, it is necessary to go through this phase in order to establish a foundation for durable growth and investment to build the economy our people deserve. We welcome partnerships with those who do not mind seeing Nigeria and Africa assume larger roles in the global community. The question is not whether Nigeria is open for business. The question is how much of the world is truly open to doing business with Nigeria and Africa in an equal, mutually beneficial manner. Oh boy. He said direct investment in critical industries, opening their ports to wider range and larger quantity of African exports, and meaningful debt relief were important aspects of the cooperation the continent seeks. This is a very huge one, man. So he has told the world exactly what he wants them to do for Africa. But I know that most of the things he's just saying them as lip service. He's not going to do them. I know that for sure. Somebody say, they don't use editing finish one president. Not be small editing. No. They don't edit this speech, edit them left, right, and center. Mr. President, face your front and leave other people's matter. Are you actually upholding the norms of democracy in your contraction? You are not. That is it. Somebody is reading what they write down for him, and you're happy. You are very stupid, man. Can you imagine? They already insulted themselves here. And now they have replied to him. Please, what is the duty of his media aides and spokesman? Tinubu is the president of Nigeria and that thing. Exactly. And somebody say Yoruba, they're insulting themselves here. I can't read what they're saying. The Igbos are the father insulting Igbos here again. They were turned it to insult. That is what they will always do. And somebody say Tinubu can't rule Nigeria. He has empty brain. Can you imagine? And another person saying yes, Tinubu is going to rule you and your family. They have come for them. He has been ruling you and your family and your and already you don't have choice. The only choice I see you have now is to relocate to Sambisa. Abi, not be small, So the situation in Nigeria is pitiable. This is exactly what the president is telling the world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly in New York over there in the United States. Okay, but the question is, what is telling the world leaders, is it a true reflection of what is happening in Nigeria under his regime within his 100 days in office? No, it's no. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.